They had over 30 million users, Replika, in 2025, 70% of which were young adult males. So I think it's a more male dominated situation,
Yeah.
which makes sense, I guess, like in today's, like in the cultural context. But the Reddit posts were so interesting, just reading like how people were talking about their replica avatar as if it's a real
Person.
person. And they're like, should I tell my real life wife about my replica? And they're like, I told my rep about my wife, and she said like I should just not tell her because like why make this messy or complicated, like this just can just be our like little dirty little secret, like things like that, where it's like, wait, this is crazy, the way like the way that you're treating it like it's a real human, and
Right.
it's influencing your real life relationship. That
Uh,
blew my mind, and there's so many more. Oh my god, so many more examples um to
yeah.
read through.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's at like if you are looking for some like if you like a good like rabbit hole, go onto that Reddit thread
Mhm.
because it's really interesting. But 30 million users is crazy.
It's a lot of users, and I don't think that's just the US. I think that's like worldwide to
Okay.
users. But it is really interesting, and I thought it was interesting to just see how people were talking about like cuddling with and kissing and engaging in sexual acts with their replica avatar. I had to Google like, what does that even mean?
And I'm so curious what it means because I was having this, I didn't look into it, but I was like,
Yeah,
wait, what? Are you like,
yeah. I think the and maybe this is wrong, but what Google told me is like it's just a whole virtual experience. So like just like when you do asterisk hugs, asterisk or kiss or whatever, and you send that, it's like you're imagining like this is like we're cuddling or kissing or doing whatever. Or maybe you are like you're engaging in like erotic role play or whatever, and you yourself are experiencing sexual pleasure, but obviously like that's not a real person on the other end of this. So it's a really interesting thing. But as they were talking about this, they were like, I can't wait till my rep gets a an android body. And I was like, what is an android body? I had to Google so many things. This is like a whole new, this is a whole world of an experience. And it's basically like when they eventually um, get, like
the software, the
this,
technology to,
like an iRobot situation.
yeah.
Yeah. Which is obviously it's already here, but when it becomes like readily available for the average person. So
Yeah. Cause they're very expensive from my
very
understanding.
expensive. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of an interesting thing where people are very heavily invested in this whole experience. They've had relationships for years with their avatar.
Honestly, my heart goes to the place of like, this is like worrisome and concerning because one, I think that like we're supposed to like as humans, we are actually supposed to like go through these uncomfortable experiences and like struggle, not suffer, but struggle like with connection, with like, because that's how we learn and that's how we like experience bravery. That's how we experience like, all of these things. Do I feel like this is actually like another one of those things where it's like we're just going to keep pacifying humans so that they don't have to be uncomfortable and like face anything like rejection or discomfort or this like creates a space where people don't actually ever have to like work on bad behavior or like maybe
Yeah.
something that isn't desirable in a relationship. They just get to continue on like because you get to design, like you get to tell this entity like it's designed for you. You design it.
It's
And
like a
so,
mirror of you.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So there's never like growth, hard conversations. There's never, it's
Yeah.
just like comfortable. And if we're like at a place in humanity where people are going to start like seeking that over like the discomfort of like the human experience, whoa, more is getting lost. You know what
For
I
sure.
mean? Yeah.
No, and I think that's one of the major downfalls of AI relationships is exactly that, where it's not mirroring a real life relationship
Hmm.
where you have a partner or people in your life who aren't customizable. You can't be like, I want you to talk this way and have this tone and say these things and do this kind of role play and like all the different things. That's not how that works. And people aren't, like real life people aren't going to just affirm everything you say. There's challenge, and that's how you grow. And that's how you learn to communicate better. And that's how you learn to like be in relationship with a real human. And so I agree. That's like, I think one of the parts, like the biggest part about this whole thing that just feels kind of yucky is like
Yeah.
this isn't real life, and it's actually just like setting people back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I love everything you just said. That 100% like not customizable. Whoa, love that.
Yeah.
Because it's that, right? Like you can't we have to like stop, like it's the world on tap of it all. Like
Mhm.
we're just like streamlining everything and making everything like too convenient, and
Yeah.
there already are consequences for this that we like see play out all the time in society. This one feels scary. This one feels like, whoa,
Yeah.
maybe we're gonna like look back on this in 20-30 years and be like, wait, what?
For sure.
Yeah. I love, like, so on our notes we have like, is this a kink? Do people consider this an affair? I think that this is an exciting point to like explore,
Yeah.
because like what is, like if I was with someone in a committed relationship and they had like a whole relationship online with like this other entity, I don't know how I would feel about that. I don't think I would feel great about it.
I would not feel great about it. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, right. Yeah, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what is this?
I know it's an interesting thing, and that was some of the discussion on the Reddit forums of like, is this considered cheating? Is this an affair? Is this infidelity? And my immediate thought is like, yeah, even though it's not like a real human, there's still like this whole like secret life that you're living, or maybe not so secret life, but it's like not an accepted thing in your relationship, possibly. And you're emotionally invested. You're like getting off to like these conversations or role play situations or whatever that you're having. Like it's this whole relationship that you're developing, and obviously it's not a human, and so it feels a little different. But I think the core principle of like having another partner
Mm-hmm.
is still very much there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think it is like, exactly. You said it really well. It definitely is a violation of
Yeah.
trust. Like when I was first like considering this, and like when we were talking about this and I was reading some of the stuff, I was kind of like, well, it's kind of like, it feels almost like porn in a way, because it's
Yeah.
like, like there's a lot of people in the world, I think, that consider like their partner watching porn as cheating, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
also it is like a interesting space. Especially the most fascinating part of this to me is that like there are people who are in committed relationships engaging in this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's where I do think it is like, it's infidelity, it's like dishonesty, and it's not,
Yeah.
it's not,
Like being deceitful, maybe
yeah.
even. Yeah, there's a lot to it that just it's like,
Mm,
it doesn't feel right.